Hello. Hi, everyone. How are you guys doing? Okay, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Let's see. Alex, what's up, Alex? How's it going? Nikki, welcome back, Nikki. Good to see you. Gabriel, what's up, Gabriel? Glad you can join. Hey, Cupie. Hi. Highlights. I would highlight you, but I don't know how. I don't know what highlighting is. I don't see you highlighted. I think whenever you say Linfamy on the chat, it highlights my name. What's up, Aaron? How's it going? Ames. Hey, Ames. How you doing, Ames? Hey, Katie. Good to see you. Janeri. Janeri Ochoa. How's my sound? Is my sound okay? All right, I have a thing to talk about. Boxers, right? So I wear boxers, and there's something that women may not know this. Women may not know this, and guys who wear briefs may not know this. But when you pee, when you're done peeing, you're not actually done. Okay. So what I mean is, at the end of your pee, and at the end of your pee, guy, you shake it off, right? And um, you shake it off, and then you pull up your boxers, and you're not actually done because you kind of still have some pee in there. Okay, and I guess it's backed up or something, and then it's making its way through your urethra, and like 30 seconds later, it just drips out a little bit, like a little bit of it drips out, and it drips onto your boxers. And it if it does that, sometimes it wipes up against your thigh, and then you're like, oh god, or it drips onto your thigh, and you're like, oh god, I got pee on my thigh. It's very annoying, and women don't have to deal with this because they wear panties. I guess if they don't wear, does this happen to women if you don't wear panties? Just let me know. Or yeah, or guys who wear briefs, it doesn't happen, okay? But it does happen with boxers. And it's very annoying. And how do you get rid of that? Does it happen to you guys? How do we solve this problem? Do I need to wear a cup inside of my boxers? Yuru, you know the struggle, right? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it doesn't feel great. I mean, it dries up after a while and then you're done and it's okay. Yeah. So like other than standing there shaking it off for like a whole minute, how do you deal with it? It also happens with boxer briefs. Oh god. Yeah, ew is right. Disgusting. They need some invention to get rid of that. So you don't have to deal with that. I don't think no, it's not an accident. Like it's just there. It happens many, many times. I think it's just the way the body works. You're glad you're not a man. Just shake it off. No. Shake it off. I'm telling you. You can't. It doesn't work. You have to like stand there for like a whole minute shaking it off, which is very annoying. Okay, I shouldn't have to do that. Someone in the chat is like, what is he talking about? Anyways, let's eat some snacks. All right, after the pee talk. So I have a package that Amy sent me from the chat. So let's see what it is. I already know what it is, but let me open it up. Okay, people are saying just shake it off. I'm telling you it doesn't work. Okay, I do shake it off. I'm not an idiot. Okay, at the end I shake it off, but then it's still there. Okay, and you shake it off, and then 30 seconds later, some of it comes out. This is why the long bathroom breaks. I don't think 5 minutes is that long. The old episodes are still there. I keep the old episodes unlisted of this series. So, but you can still see it if you go to the playlists and you watch it on the playlist. Yeah. So if you go down to the description, there's a link to the playlist. It's also on the home page of the YouTube channel, so you can watch the previous ones. Yeah, I didn't want to clutter up the main page with the videos on the with these videos because that's not the main point of the channel. Anyways, oh. Whoops. Use TP to dry off the pee. I sometimes I do that. No, but it comes out. I'm telling you, it comes out after 30 seconds. Okay, what is this? Dun, 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 dun. Ah. What is it? It's candy noodles. What is candy noodles? It's noodles, but it's actually candy. If that makes sense, let me open it up. Yeah. I did make a playlist. It's in the description, so you can see. Ooh. So it's in the shape of like noodles. Ah, fuck. Like you got peppers. See that? What else do we got? Some green things. I'm getting those are salad. Oh, egg. I guess these are eggs. But it's all candy. So I'm gonna have some with my chopsticks. All right, let's see what we got. I'm gonna eat some of this noodles. Nope, that's way too much. All right, all right. All right. Oh, I think this is shrimp. Ah, it's shrimp. Behold my expert chopstick skills. Shrimps, it tastes like oranges. All right, what is this? What is this? All right, it's supposed to be peppers. Mmm. Good shit. There you go. Candy noodles. Awesome. Thanks, Amy. How can you send me packages? If you look in the YouTube channel on the about page, and you go down, I list a mailing address that you can send stuff to if you want. I don't know. Yeah, these are very fruity. Hey, Losh, welcome. You missed the P talk, unfortunately. Yeah, it's gummies. Well, the shrimp is not doesn't taste like shrimp. It tastes like oranges, which is still good. Imagine if they tasted like what they were. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Then it would just be normal noodles, wouldn't it? It would just be normal cup noodles. But yeah, good stuff. All right. Anywho, yeah, send me food. Send me food through my mailing address. A man's gotta eat, right? Who is the winner of the giveaway? Well, yesterday's videos is giveaway. I already chose a winner. I'm waiting for that winner to respond. So yeah, I just choose a winner from the comments. I just reply to their comments asking them to email me, and once they do, I'll give them a prize. All right. So let's do a recap of the last chapter. All right, what happened in the last chapter, guys? Last time the Wang family, we were visiting the Wang family, right? And the head of the Wang family, Wang Yuanba, is the grandfather of Lin Pingzhi. Okay, the maternal grandfather on his mother's side. And they visit the Wang family, and they're really rich, right? But some of their members are pretty much dicks, right? So some of the Wang family accuse our hero Ling Hu Chong of stealing the evil resisting sword manuscript, which is the booklet which that contains the martial arts of the Lin family, right? The famous martial arts that everyone's been looking for. Now, they accused him of stealing that book, and then they found on his body. They beat him up, and they found on his body a booklet. Right? We know that it's the booklet of the Smiling Proud Wanderer music. Right? It's just a music booklet. But they couldn't read it. Right? They don't know how to read. They're music illiterate, so they can't read the stuff in the booklet. So they think it's this secret martial arts. So they bring it. They bring it to the head of the family, and if it's, it looks like no one could read the manuscript, right? No one could read the booklet, and everyone is suspecting Ling Hu Chong of stealing that martial arts. So they bring it to this guy who's called Elder Bamboo Green. Okay, he's like like a 70, 80-year-old dude, and they bring it to him to ask him if this is a music booklet or if it's if this is a music booklet or if it's a martial arts booklet. So he looks at it. It's a booklet. Half of it is zither music, and half of it is flute music. So he looks at it and he tries to play it, right? And most of the playing sounds like music, right? But some parts he couldn't play, right? Some parts are way too weird for him to play. And he couldn't play. So he gives it to his aunt. Okay. He goes, Auntie, can you play this music? And so if he's like 70 or 80-year old, we figure that, or Ling Hu Shang figures that the auntie must be like 100 years old or something. So this granny gets the book and she plays it, okay? And she can play both the zither and the flute. So she plays the music and it sounds gorgeous, right? It sounds fucking gorgeous. Everyone is enraptured by the music. And everyone by then everyone knows that everyone is convinced that it is a music booklet and not a martial arts booklet. So the Wang family gets embarrassed and they leave, and everyone leaves. But Ling Hu Chong stays. He stays and he tries to learn the zither. Okay, and over the course of a couple of days, I guess, he forms a friendship with the elder Bamboo Green and the granny. Okay, and for some reason he pours his heart out to the granny. Okay, he tells her all his secrets that he didn't even tell his his master and his master wife, and he tells her about all his heartache with his younger apprentice sister, all that stuff. So he forms a bond with the elder Bamboo Green and especially the granny, right? So he's a quick learner, but he soon learns that he has to leave. Okay, he has to leave with the rest of the Huashan school because they're gonna leave uh, they're gonna continue on their journey. Okay, so he has to say goodbye. And at the docks on the boat, the elder Bamboo Green visits him and gives him a freaking zither, right? A whole ass zither, and a booklet that's like a training, like music lessons for him. Okay, and the music lessons were written by the granny, so he's very emotional. He's like, oh, thank you so much and stuff like that. So it's a great goodbye. Um, uh, Over the course, at the end, some of the Wang family were kind of pissed off at this elder Bamboo Green because he doesn't pay any attention to anyone, to the Wang family. Okay, he only pays attention to Ling Hu Chong. And as he was leaving, they try to attack him, but then we learn that this elder Bamboo Green is a freaking martial arts master, right? And uh, he's super strong. And he knocks two of the Wang family into the water, and he dislocates their arms, just like they did to Ling Huchong. Okay, which is great, which is awesome. Okay, we all like that. Um, and then the Huashan school, they continue on to their journey on their boat. Okay, yeah, that's it. That was the last chapter. How's that? Do, 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 do. What do I feel about making a public online list of foods to try? Maybe. Maybe. I don't feel like you guys like have to give me food, like send me food or anything. Um, I'll try anything. Like the weirder the better, I guess. Dun, dun, dun. You think I'm just a taste tester to try the foods you curious about? Yeah, send me food that you are curious about. Send me food that you don't want to eat, and I'll try it for you. Do, 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 do. This is secretly a food channel posing as a Japanese history channel. That's funny. Dun, dun. Why does everyone want the evil resisting sword manuscript? Well, because it's really powerful, right? And like Lin Pingzhi's ancestor, was it his great grandfather or something? Yeah, his ancestor was like the number one most powerful person, martial artist in the world, and he created that martial arts, the evil resisting martial arts, right? So that's why everyone wants it. They want to be really powerful because that's the way things are in this world. Okay, you just want to be a super powerful martial artist. The big plot twist is that the sword art doesn't even exist. That's funny. Maybe it doesn't exist at all. Hello, John Hanley. Good evening. Uh, well, I'm not allergic to anything actually that I know of. I haven't been allergic to anything at all, I think. So yeah, I can eat anything if it's edible. Can't eat plastic. Oh wait, don't send me recipes. Like that's a lot of work. I got you gonna make me cook and stuff? Come on, don't do that. I can't cook. You can send me like pre-packaged food though, but don't make me cook, please. Okay. All right, you guys. Let's begin. You're allergic to shrimp? Oh no. Shrimp is really good. I can't imagine. I love eating shrimp. Alrighty. Let's do this. All right. Chapter 14, Wine Cups, Part 1. My hair looks soft. My hair looks like it's uncut. But I haven't had a haircut in like a month and a half. Which is true, I haven't. I'm due for one like a month ago. Alright, let's do this. As the boat came near the city of Kaifeng, a conversation about fellow martial people in Kaifeng started among the Yue Buchun couple and their apprentices. Even though Kaifeng is a big city, there's not a great deal of interest in martial arts around here. And for people like old Escort Hua, Senior Master Hai, or the three elites of Hernan, they have neither truly outstanding martial arts skills nor great fame. Let's just tour around some of the scenic spots and historical sites. We can skip visiting anyone or any studios so we won't disturb anyone, Yabuchun suggested. But Senior Apprentice Brother, have you forgotten that very famous figure in the city of Kaifeng? Madame Yue grinned. A very famous figure? Who are you referring to? Yabuchun asked. Cure one and kill one. Kill one and cure one. Cure as many as I kill? That shows my skill. Now who's that? Madame Yue gave a hint. Aha! You are talking about the killer doctor, Ping One Finger. He is indeed very famous, but he's so eccentric that he most probably wouldn't want to see us, even if we paid him a visit, Yabuchun said with a smile. Ah, where have we heard that before? Ping One Finger. Now we get to hear about who this dude is. So they're visiting the city of Kaifeng, and they just want to do some scenic tours, I guess. That's true. Or else we could have asked this killer doctor to take a look at Chong's injuries, since Chong's inner wounds are not getting any better, and we just happened to be coming to Kaifeng anyway, Madame Yue agreed. Mom, what does the nickname Killer Doctor mean? If he is a killer, how can he be a famous doctor? Yue Lingshan asked in curiosity. Well, this Dr. Ping is a weirdo. Well, a strange fellow in the martial world. He has profound medical knowledge, and his magical hands can bring the dying back to life. It is said that regardless of how ill or how badly wounded the patient is, so long as he agrees to work on him, the patient will be cured for sure. But he has this very odd rule. He says that God of Heaven and Lord of Underworld, of course, both know how many people there are in this world. If he cured too many people, so that less people die, there would be too many living and too few dead. Certainly, Lord of the Underworld is not going to be too fond of that. And when his final days come, even if the Lord of the Underworld leaves him alone, his officers and goblins would for sure get even with him. Therefore, his days in the underworld probably are not going to be easy at all, Madame Yue explained with a slight grin. Quite amused by these words, all the apprentices giggled. That's why he made an oath, Madame Yue continued, that so long as he cures someone, he must kill another one to even the numbers, and if he kills someone, he must cure another one to make up. He put up this big banner right in his office, which said clearly, cure one and kill one then cure one. Cure as many as I kill, that shows my skill. He says that because of this practice, the God of Heaven wouldn't fault him. He says that because of this practice, the God of Heaven wouldn't fault him for taking away lives, and the Lord of the Underworld wouldn't blame him for taking over his business either. The entire audience burst into loud laughter. All right, so this Ping One Finger guy is the doctor, right? He's called the killer doctor. So if he cures one person, he has to kill another one, and if he kills one person, he has to cure another one, just to balance things out. Dun, dun. There are more than 4 Pocky flavors. There are like a million Pocky flavors, aren't there? What a funny guy this Ping Doctor. What a funny guy this Doctor Ping One Finger is. But why does he have such a strange name? Has he only one finger? Yue Lingshan asked. I think he has more than just one finger, Madame Yue answered. Senior apprentice brother, do you know why he picked such a name? She asked her husband. Dr. Ping has all 10 fingers. He called himself One Finger because either to cure or to kill, he only needs one finger to do it. If he wants to kill someone, he just hits him with one finger. And if he wants to cure someone, he only uses one finger to check pulses. Yue Buchun clarified. Oh, I see. Then I suppose he must be an expert in sealing pressure points, Madame Yue remarked. That I am not too sure. There probably isn't that many who has fought this Dr. Ping before. Everyone in the martial world knows how good of a doctor he is. If in one's life, who can say that he is immune to unexpected misfortunes? Maybe one day he will need to ask for Dr. Ping's help. That's why no one wants to offend Dr. Ping. But unless it's absolutely necessary, no one would just rashly ask for his help either, Yue Buchun said. Why is that? Yue Lingshan couldn't help but ask. Because whenever a fellow martial person asks him to cure a wound or disease, he would make this person swear an oath ahead of time, and after the person is cured, he must obey. Excuse me. He must obey Dr. Ping's order to kill a person, Dr. Ping specifies. This is called one life in exchange for another. It's easier if the person is asked to kill someone totally unrelated to himself, but if he is asked to kill someone who is a close friend of his, or even his father, brother, wife, or son, then wouldn't it be real difficult? Yue Buchun exclaimed. This Dr. Ping is truly odd, the apprentices remarked. Big apprentice brother, in that case, you can't really ask him to work on you then, Yue Lingshan concluded. Ling Huchong had been propping against the door at the backside, listening to master and master wife discussing the peculiarity of the killer Dr. Ping One Finger. When he heard his little apprentice sister's words, he replied with a slight smile on his cheeks. That's right, I will be very afraid if he asks me to kill my little apprentice sister once he cures me. That brought loud laughter from the rest of the apprentices. Ah, what a joker, our Ling Hu. Yue Lingshan also grinned. This Dr. Ping has no grudge against me. Why would he ask you to kill me? She turned her head and asked her father, Dad, then is this Dr. Ping a good guy or a bad guy? Well, it is said that he is quite grumpy, and always do things to his liking, sometimes chivalrous and sometimes irregular. He is really neither a good guy nor a bad guy. To say it nicely, he is a strange genius. But in plain words, he would be a freak, Yue Buchun answered. Here's what I think. Many of the rumors flowing around the martial world are really exaggerations, and this might just be one of them. When we get to the city of Kaifeng, I'd like to go pay a visit to this Dr. Ping, Yue Lingshan responded. Nonsense! Don't be mischievous! Both Yue Buchun and Madame Yue admonished almost in unison. Seeing the solemn expression on her parents' faces, Yue Lingshan was slightly stunned. Why? She asked. Meeting people like this? Are you out of your mind? Trouble will come looking for you if you do, Yue Buchun reproached. Why would trouble come looking for me, just for a visit? I am not asking him to cure me. What's the big deal? Yue Lingshan mumbled. We are here to enjoy visiting scenes, not to cause troubles. Yue Buchun pulled a long face. Seeing how angry her father had become, Yue Lingshan dared not speak another word. But her curiosity toward this killer Dr. Ping One Finger only grew bigger and bigger. At early morning the next day, the boat entered the city limits of Kaifeng. but it was still quite a distance from the real city. Guess what? Yue Buchun smiled a big grin. There's this place not far from here where a member of our Yue family once became the center of the limelight many years ago. We'd better pay a visit there. Yay, I know. It's Shushan Town, where General Yue Pengju kicked Jin Wushu's behind big time, Yue Lingshan cheered. Yue Fei, who fought the Jin army and defended China, was a heroic figure all martial people admired deeply in their hearts, and Zhushan Town was the place where Yue Fei had completely crushed the Jin army. Naturally, everyone in the group wanted to check it out. Hurry up, let's go to Zhushan Town first, then we'll have lunch inside the city of Kaifeng. Yue Lingshan leapt ashore ahead of everyone else and shouted. The passengers started walking off the boat, except Ling Hu Chong, who remained sitting by the backside of the boat. Big apprentice brother, aren't you going? Yue Lingshan asked. Ever since Ling Hu Chong had lost all his inner energy, he often felt weary and tired and didn't want to move much. He figured that since everybody else was going ashore to have fun, it would be the perfect opportunity for him to learn that song of peace and serenity. Besides, seeing how Lin Pingzhi stood side by side with Yue Lingshan, looking intimate and affectionate, he felt even more uncomfortable. I am too tired. I won't be able to keep up with you guys, he answered. All right, have a good rest then. I'll get you some good wine from the city of Kaifeng, Yue Lingshan replied. Sorrow swelled Ling Hu Chong's heart as he watched Yue Lingshan and Lin Pingzhi walk away abreast, leading the way ahead of everyone else. Even if learning the Song of Peace and Serenity could really cure my internal wounds, why would I bother to cure, and why would I bother to learn the music, he thought to himself. Staring at the muddy waves of the Yellow River, surging east continuously, he suddenly felt that life's pain and suffering were really no different from the flowing river. Both would come wave after wave and never stop. The thought triggered a disruption in his inner energy flow. An immense pain from his lower abdomen immediately consumed him. Meanwhile, Yue Lingshan and Lin Pingzhi certainly were in a completely different mood. Walking side by side, whispering in each other's ears, the two were having a wonderful time. Lingshan and Pingzhi, you are both still young. A man and a woman walking together like this might be all right in the countryside, but it certainly wouldn't be appropriate in a big city. Why don't we give them some company? Madame Yue gave her husband a pull on the sleeve and whispered. Oh, what a cock blocker. Come on, Madame Yue, they need to be alone. They want to be alone. We are no longer young. Wait, what? We're no longer young. I guess it would be totally appropriate for us to walk together then, Yue Buchun joked. Madame Yue let out a smile, then caught up with Yue Lingshan in quick paces. The four of them asked their way from pedestrians and then headed straight toward Chuxian Town. Just when they were about to enter the Chuxian Town, a big shrine by the roadside caught their attention. The sign on top of the shrine had 4 words in golden paint. Shrine of General Yang. Dad, I know this one. This is the shrine for General Yang Xing. He went to River Shang by mistake and was killed by the Jin archers, Yue Lingshan said. Correct. General Yang died defending this country. That is something that deserves great respect and admiration. Let's go in the shrine to pay our respects to the spirit of a martyr, Yue Buchun replied. At the time, the many apprentices were still far behind, so the 4 of them decided to go inside without waiting for the rest of the group. A statue of Yang Xing occupied the middle of the shrine. The man in the statue had a white face and wore a set of silver-colored armor, looking very heroic. This General Yang is so handsome, Yue Lingshan thought to herself. She couldn't help but turn around and cast a glance at Lin Pingzhi to compare Lin Pingzhi with the statue in her heart. Suddenly, a voice came from the outside of the shrine. I bet you this shrine of General Yang is built for Yang Xing. Recognizing the voice, both Yue Buchun and Madame Yue immediately grabbed onto the hilts of their swords, and their faces turned pale. Then another voice rose. There are many generals named Yang. How can you be so sure that this is Yang Sai Sing? Why can't he be the Golden Blade Grandpa Yang, or even Yang the Sixth, or Yang the Seventh? Just within the Yang family core, there are many possibilities. It doesn't necessarily have to be Grandpa Yang, or Yang the Sixth, or Yang the Seventh. Who says it can't be Yang Zongbao, or Yang Wengyang? Another voice argued. Why can't it be Yang the Fourth? Yet another voice joined the debate. Yang the Fourth surrendered to the foreign invader. No one's going to build a shrine for him, the previous one explained. Are you implying that I will surrender to the foreign invader because I am the fourth? The other one mocked. Sure, you are the fourth, but what has that got to do with Yang the Fourth? The previous one argued. You are the fifth. Yang the Fifth ended up becoming a monk on Mount Wu Tai. Aren't you a monk then? The other one challenged. If I become a monk, you have to surrender to the foreign invader, the previous one responded. Only after hearing the first sentence, Yue Buchun and Madame Yue had already figured out who they were, the bunch of Peach Valley's freaks. Yue Buchun waved the signal. The four of them quickly hid behind a statue. The Yue couple on the left, and Yue Lingshan and Lin Pingzhi on the right. Alright, so now the return of the Peach Valley Six Fairies. Whereas these, the Yue Buchun couple calls them the Peach Valley's freaks. The bunch of Peach Valley's freaks kept arguing outside of the shrine, yet neither of them would simply come in to get the answer. Yue Buchun couldn't help but feel amused. What's there to argue about? Whether it was Yang Sai Sing or Yang the Fourth, why not just come in here and take a look? Wouldn't that save a lot of trouble? She thought to herself amusingly. Madame Yue listened carefully and could only recognize 5 different voices. She figured that the 6th one must have died from her sword stab. The reason why she had left Mount Huashan with her husband was to stay away from those 5 freaks, afraid that they might go back for revenge. Who would have expected that they would meet right here? Even though the freaks hadn't spotted their group of 4 yet, the other apprentices could show up any minute, and they would have no way of escaping at all. Worries clouded her mind. The debates among the 5 freaks became more and more heated, and finally one of them suggested, "Why don't we go inside and take a look? Then we'll see which thinking guy this shrine was built for." The 5 of them all rushed in alongside, and one of them shouted excitedly, "Aha! Look here! It clearly says here, Shrine of General Yang Sir Zai Sing's spirit. Of course, this is Yang Zai Sing." It was Branch Fairy. Trunk Fairy scratched his head for a brief moment and then spoke. "It says Yang Sir Zai here, not Yang Zai Sing. I see. This is General Yang's first name is Sir Zai. Yang Sir Zai. Yang Sir Zai. What a great name." "This obviously is Yang Zai Sing. You are so full of it. Why are you saying that is Yang Sir Zai?" Branch Fairy was infuriated. "Read the words. It clearly says Yang Sir Zai, not Yang Zai Sing." Trunk Fairy argued. "Then what do the words Sing's spirit stand for?" Root Fairy joined in. "Sing means happy. Sing's spirit means the spirit is very happy. After this chap Yang Sir Zai died, people even built a shrine for him. Of course his spirit is going to feel very happy," Leaf Fairy explained. Exactly. Trunk Fairy couldn't agree more. "Didn't I say that the shrine was built for Yang the 7th? I am right once again. Man, I am so smart," Flower Fairy said contentedly. "It is Yang Zai Sing. How can it be Yang the 7th? Branch Fairy asked angrily. "It is Yang Sir Zai. How can it be Yang the 7th? Trunk Fairy also asked angrily. "Third brother, what's Yang Zai Sing's ranking among his brothers?" Flower Fairy asked. "I don't know." Branch Fairy shook his head. "Yang Zai Sing was the 7th child. He was Yang the 7th, Flower Fairy exclaimed. Blah. "Second brother, what is Yang Sir Zai's ranking among his brothers?" "I used to know, but I don't remember now," Trunk Fairy murmured. Well, I do remember. He was the 7th child also. That's why he was Yang the 7th as well," Flower Fairy said with a big grin. "If this statue is Yang Zai Sing, then it can't be Yang Sir Zai. And if it's Yang Sir Zai, then it can't be Yang Zai Sing. How can it be both Yang Zai Sing and Yang Sir Zai?" Root Fairy remarked. "Big brother, think. What's the meaning of the word Zai? Zai means again, another one. This must be a statue for 2, not just 1. That's why it's both Yang Sir Zai and Yang Zai Sing," Leaf Fairy explained. "That sounds logical," the other 4 fairies all agreed. "You say that if there's the word Zai in one's name, that means 1 more? Then it's obviously public knowledge that Yang the 7th had 7 sons," Branch Fairy suddenly remarked. "Following that logic, then if someone's name contained the word 1,000, he would have to raise 1,000 sons? Root Fairy asked. Hearing that the debate took such odd turns, Yue Lingshan almost broke into loud laughter, but she bit her lips hard and kept the silence. The 5 Peach Valley's freaks argued some more when Branch Fairy suddenly blurted out, Yang the 7th, if you give blessings to our 6th brother and let him live, I'm willing to kowtow to you. Actually, I'm going to kowtow right now. He knelt down on the floor and kowtowed sincerely. Hearing those words, Yue Buchun and Madame Yue exchanged a glance, each feeling somewhat relieved. Apparently, that freak was still alive, even though he took a severe stab from Madame Yue. Those Peach Valley 6 fairies' behaviors were so hard to make sense of. The Yue couple would rather not make an enemy out of them. But what if 6th brother dies? Branch Fairy asked. Then I'll smash this statue to bits and pieces and piss on whatever is left of him, Trunk Fairy answered. Even if you smash the statue of Yang the 7th into bits and pieces and then piss on it or even shit on it, so what? 6th brother would be dead already, and your kowtow would also be wasted, Flower Fairy reminded him. You are right. I better hold the kowtow for now. Let's go get a clear answer whether 6th brother's wound is curable or not. If it's curable, we can come back to kowtow. If it's not, then we'll come here to piss on him, Branch Fairy agreed. If it's curable, he will be cured whether we kowtow or not. There's no need to kowtow. If it's not, then he won't be cured whether we piss or not. We can skip pissing, Root Fairy remarked. If 6th brother's wound is incurable, then we just skip pissing? Aren't our bladder gonna explode if we skip pissing? We could die, Leaf Fairy asked. Trunk Fairy suddenly broke into a loud cry. If 6th brother won't survive this, we'll all stop taking a piss, even if we'll all die because of that. At those words, the rest of the 4 fairies also broke into loud cries. Wait a minute. Branch Fairy suddenly stopped crying and instead burst into loud laughter. If 6th brother can be cured, wouldn't we be just crying for nothing? Come on, guys, let's get a clear answer first, and then we can cry later. What you just said doesn't make any sense at all. If 6th brother can be cured, then why would we be crying later? Flower Fairy disagreed. Amid the non-stop arguing, the 5 men rushed out of the shrine in quick steps. Whether that man will survive or not is of great importance to us, Yue Buchun said to Madame Yue. Let me go look into this. Junior apprentice sister, you, Lingshan, and the other apprentices can stay here and wait for me. You can't just go all by yourself. Let me go with you and watch your back, Madame Yue replied in a determined tone, and then ran out of the shrine first. In the past, when Yue Buchun had important matters to deal with, Madame Yue would always go with him to aid. Hearing what his wife had said, Yue Buchun knew that it would be impossible to change her mind, so he simply followed quietly. After the 2 of them went out of the shrine, from a distance, they could see the Peach Valley's 5 freaks turn into a call? The hell's a call? Turn into a call from a small path. Following the 5 men quietly, they dared not stay too close and kept a good distance. Thanks to the loud and non-stop arguing from the 5, it wasn't hard for them to shadow the freaks from a long distance behind. Following the mountain path, after passing by a dozen or so big willow trees, they came to a small creek. Several tile-roofed houses stood next by the creek. The arguing sound from the 5 freaks went straight into one of the houses. Let's circle around to the backside of the house, Yue Buchun suggested. The couple ran toward the right, using their Qinggong skills, and circled back after about a quarter of a mile. A row of willow trees stood at the backside of the house. The 2 hid themselves behind the willow trees and listened. Suddenly, the yelling voice of the Peach Valley's 5 freaks broke out abruptly. You just killed our 6th brother! Why did you cut his chest open? I'm gonna kill you, you son of a bitch! We'll cut your chest open too. Oh no, 6th brother, you have died a horrible death. We'll never take a piss again, even if our bladders explode. Yue Buchun and Madame Yue were astonished. Did someone just cut their 6th brother's chest open? After exchanging some gestures, the 2 of them crept next to the window and looked inside from a crack of the window. About 7 or 8 lights lit the entire room, and a large bed occupied the middle of the room. A naked man lay on the bed facing up, his chest cut wide open, and blood gushing everywhere. The man's eyes shut tightly, as if he had been dead for some time. His face showed clearly that he was none other than the fruit fairy who took a stab from Madame Yue on top of Mount Huashan. The remaining 5 Peach Valley freaks stood around the bed, shouting and yelling hysterically at a short, stocky man. The short, stocky man had a larger than average head. The sparse mustache on his lips and the way he moved his head back and forth added much comical effect to his appearance. Both of his hands were covered with blood. The short dagger in his right hand also had blood dripping down from the tip of the blade. He stared at the 5 Peach Valley's freaks for a while, and finally spoke. "Are you done farting?" Yeah, who can that be? So let's take a break. Let's take a 5-minute break, and we'll come back, and we'll see what happens next. Dun, 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 dun. I'm back. Did I go pee? Yes, I did. You want me to change the wallpaper to some of the original art? I'll think about it. I will think about it. If I have time, I'll do that. Yeah. You want me to draw a monk and no commandments? He looks like a fun dude, doesn't he? All right. Let's continue. Are you done farting? We are done. It's your turn now, the 5 freaks answered in unison. This half-dead man took a stab in the chest, the short, stocky guy replied. You treated the wound with ointment and then carried him such a long way here so that I can save his life. But you were too slow. The wound had grown back together and all the nerves and internal passages had grown back the wrong way. Just to save his life, this is easy. But since his nerves and internal messages? That doesn't make any sense. But since his nerves and internal messages are all messed up, he will not only lose all his kung fu, but also become paralyzed from the waist down. Why would I want to create such a good-for-nothing? A good-for-nothing is better than a dead man, Root Fairy challenged. Huh. Either I cure him completely, or I don't touch him at all. How utterly embarrassing it will be if I only make him into a good-for-nothing. Enough. Now take this corpse and get out of here. I don't want to work on him no more. You guys are annoying me to death, the short, stocky man snapped. You said we annoy you to death. Why aren't you dead yet? Root Fairy asked. You have already annoyed me to death. Can't you tell? How do you know that I am not dead already? The short, stocky man stared right into Root Fairy's eyes and answered in a chilly tone. If you are incapable of curing my 6th brother, why did you cut open his chest? Trunk Fairy asked. What does my nickname say? The short, stocky man asked coldly. Isn't your stinking nickname something like Killer Doctor? Trunk Fairy answered. Oh, now we know who he is. A chill went through the Yue couple's bodies as they cast a glimpse at each other, both thinking the same thing. Who would have thought that this odd-looking short fatty turned out to be the world-renowned Killer Doctor? That's right, it is said that throughout the martial world that this Ping One Finger possesses the most excellent skills in healing and curing. It would only be natural that the 5 freaks took their seriously wounded brother to him for a cure. Ping One Finger's cold voice rose again. Oh, he has a cold voice. Since my nickname is Killer Doctor, what's such a big deal when I kill 1 or 2? What's so hard about killing somebody? Well, even I know how to do that, but you only know how to kill people, not how to cure people. You are not worth that part of the name where it says Doctor. Flower Fairy joined in. Who says I don't know how to cure people? I cut open this half-dead man's chest, so that I can reconnect his nerves and internal passages. After I am finished with him, both his internal and external kung fu skills will remain the same as if he was never wounded. Only that will show the true skills of the killer doctor, Ping One Finger replied. The 5 Peach Valley's freaks were overjoyed at these words. So you are capable of curing our 6th brother. We shouldn't have blamed you, they responded in unison. Why aren't you working on him? 6 Brothers' chest has been cut open. He's bleeding terribly. If you don't hurry up, it will be too late, Brute Fairy reminded him. Now, are you the killer doctor, or am I the killer doctor? Ping One Finger asked. Of course you are. What a dumb question that is, Brute Fairy answered. Very well. If I am, then how would you know whether it's too late or not? Ping One Finger retorted. Besides, I was already working on him after I cut his chest open. But how can I get on with my work when 5 wordy creeps simply won't shut up and leave me alone? Didn't I tell you to go have fun at the shrine of General Yang for a half day, and then also check out the shrine of General Niu and the shrine of General Zhang? Why have you come back so soon? Oh, he tried to get rid of them so he can work on his patient in peace. Hey, get on with your work. You are the wordy one now, not us, Trunk Fairy responded. Ping One Finger gave him a good stare for a moment, and then out of nowhere he suddenly shouted out, Get me the needle and the thread. The unexpected shout took the 5 Peach Valley's fairies and the Yue couple by surprise. Everyone's heart almost skipped a beat. A tall and thin woman walked into the room with a wooden basin in her hands. Quietly, she set the basin on the table. The woman was in her 40s and had a square face with 2 big ears and a pair of sunken eyes. Her face looked pale and had little color in the cheeks. You want me to save this man here? I have already told you my rules, haven't I? Ping One Finger spoke again. Sure, and we have agreed to it and swore our oath already. No matter whom you want dead, just let us know. We promise that we won't disappoint you, Root Fairy answered. Good. Ping One Finger nodded. I haven't thought of anyone that I want dead. I'll let you know once I decide. Now, all of you stand over there and shut your mouth up. If I hear anything from you, I swear that I'll give it up and not give a damn about this man no more. Ever since they were kids, the Peach Valley brothers had always slept in the same room and eaten on the same table. They never stopped talking, yeah, I'll say. Even in their dreams, they kept on arguing back and forth. But now all they could do was to stare at each other. Each had a stomach full of things he would love to spill out. When they thought that even a single word out of their mouth would get their 6th brother killed, each one of them bit his lips hard to fight the urge to talk, afraid of letting any sound out, not even a heavy breath or fart. Ping One Finger picked up a big needle from the tray on the table. After threading the thick diaphanous thread, he quickly sewed Fruit Fairy's chest back together. His 10 fingers were short and chunky, almost like 10 carrots. Yet they moved with ultimate efficiency and accuracy. Within moments, he had already sewed the over 9-inch long wound back together. When he took many kinds of medicine, some powder, some liquid from the many china bottles behind him, and applied them to the wound. Then he took many kinds of medicine, some powder, some liquid from the many china bottles behind him, and applied them to the wound. Next, he pried Fruit Fairy's mouth open and poured some different kinds of liquid down the throat before wiping the blood off Fruit Fairy's body with a wet cloth. The tall and thin woman helped by the side, sometimes handing over the medicines, sometimes holding the needle for him, appearing to be very proficient. Ping One Finger glimpsed at the 5 Peach Valley fairies. Seeing that all 5 of them had already opened their mouths and were in a rush to begin talking, he said, This man hasn't come back to life yet. You can begin talking after he comes back to life. With their mouths still open, the 5 freaks' faces froze instantly with a totally awkward look. Ping One Finger let out a snort and then sat down by the side. The woman took the needle, thread, and dagger and the rest of the stuff out of the room. Hiding outside of the window, Yue Buchun and Madame Yue held their breaths. At the moment, it was completely silent inside the room, so any little sound from outside of the window would for sure catch the attention of the people inside the room. After a long while, Ping One Finger stood up and walked by Fruit Fairy. All of a sudden, he struck out with his palm and smacked heavily on the Baihui point on Fruit Fairy's head. Ah! 6 men shouted in shock. Out of the 6 men, 5 were the Peach Valley's 5 fairies, and the 6th one was actually the man lying on the bed, who had been unconscious all this time, Fruit Fairy. Right after the cry, Fruit Fairy sat straight up and scolded. God damn it! What the hell did you hit my head for? God damn it! If I didn't drill open your Baihui points with my inner energy, would you have recovered so quickly? Ping One Finger scolded back. God damn it, quick or slow, my recovery is none of your business, Fruit Fairy rebuffed. God damn it, if your recovery were slow, how would people know the brilliance of the killer doctor's skills? And wouldn't it be annoying to have you sleep in my room any longer than necessary? Ping One Finger replied. God damn it, are you saying that I am annoying you? I'm getting out of here. You think I care about you? Fruit Fairy mocked. As soon as he said those words, he rolled out of bed and headed out. The other 5 Peach Valley's freaks had not expected him to recover so quickly, and were able to walk out just like he said he would. In great shock and joy, they all followed him out the door. Wow, so he cured him, immediately. Completely shocked and terrified, the Yue couple all came to the same conclusion. That Ping One Finger's medical skills are indeed astonishing. Besides, his inner strength is nothing ordinary either. When he smacked the Baihui point on Fruit Fairy's head, he must have injected vigorous inner energy into Fruit Fairy's body to wake him up instantly. Within the moment of hesitation, the Peach Valley's 6 fairies had gone far away. Ping One Finger stood up and then walked into another room. Yue Buchun gave his wife a signal, and then the two quietly sneaked away. Not until they were hundreds of feet away from the room did they speed up their steps. That killer doctor's inner strength is simply extraordinary, but his behavior was indeed very unusual, Madame Yue exclaimed. Since the Peach Valley's 6 freaks are around, the city of Kaifeng has gotten to be a place of trouble. We better leave here at once. There's no need for us to get tangled up with them, Yue Buchun suggested. Madame Yue answered with a hum. Throughout her life, only the last several months had given her the most grievances. Even her husband, the headmaster of the Huashan Sword School, a member school of the 5 Mountains Sword Alliance, had to run around in hiding. And it almost felt as if there was nowhere safe no matter where they went. The couple had never kept anything from each other, but every time when this topic came up, both of them would immediately change topic to avoid the embarrassment. Now, when they finally knew that the Fruit Fairy would live on, both felt great relief, as if a big rock had been removed from their hearts. The two of them went straight back to the shrine of General Yang, and found Yue Lingshan, Lin Pingzhi, Lao Denois, and the rest of the apprentices waiting at the back hall. Let's get back to the boat, Yue Buchun ordered. By then, everybody had become aware that the Peach Valley 5 freaks were close by, so neither questioned the order, and all returned to the boat in a hurry. Just when they were going to ask the boatman to set sail, the Peach Valley's 5 fairies' loud shouts suddenly came from ashore. Ling Hu Chang! Ling Hu Chang! Where are you? All faces of the Huashan Sword School members changed color as they watched 6 men rushing toward the wharf in trots. Besides the Peach Valley's 5 fairies, there was also Ping One Finger among the group. The Peach Valley's 5 fairies had seen the Yue Buchun couple before, so when they recognized the Yue couple's faces from afar, they all cheered uncontrollably. Within seconds, they had arrived, and immediately all 5 of them leapt toward the boat. Instantly, Madame Yue unsheathed her sword and stabbed it forward toward Root Fairy's chest. Oh no, not again! At the same time, Yue Buchun also drew his sword and pushed Madame Yue's blade down using that of his own. Don't be reckless, he whispered. The bow of the boat sunk slightly when the Peach Valley's 5 fairies boarded the boat. Ling Hu Chang, where are you hiding? Why don't you come out? Root Fairy yelled loudly. Why should I hide? Am I afraid of you? Ling Hu Chang roared in fury. Right at the moment, the boat bumped slightly and another person had leapt aboard. The killer doctor pinged one finger. Yue Buchun felt a great shock inward. The minute Junior Apprentice's sister and I got back, this dwarf shows up right here. Could we have left any traces when we sneaked about outside of his window? Could he have found the traces? The Peach Valley's 5 freaks alone are already hard enough to deal with, not mentioning adding such a tough opponent on top of that. Alas, perhaps our lives are destined to end here at Kaifeng today. Then he heard Ping One Finger speak. May I ask which one of you is Brother Ling Hu? Surprisingly, his words were quite polite. I am Ling Hu Chong. May I have your respectful name? May I ask what I can do for you? Ling Hu Chong slowly walked to the bow of the boat and answered. Ping One Finger looked Ling Hu Chong up and down. Someone has asked me to treat your wounds, he said. Reaching out and grabbing Ling Hu Chong by his hands, he placed his index finger on top of Ling Hu Chong's wrist and began checking his pulses. Suddenly, he raised his eyebrows and uttered a cry of surprise, but soon his eyebrows gradually knitted into a straight line, and another cry of surprise followed. Raising his head high, he stared into the sky blankly, his left hand scratching his head madly. How odd, he murmured to himself. A long while passed before he reached out again to check Ling Hu Chong's pulse from the other wrist, but as soon as his index finger touched Ling Hu Chong's wrist, he sneezed all of a sudden. This is so weird. I've never seen anything like this before, he muttered. Root Fairy could no longer hold his tongue and jumped in. What's so odd about it? It's so obvious that he was wounded in his heart passage. I have already treated him with my inner energy. Why are you still insisting on saying that he was wounded in his heart passage? Obviously, he had problems in his lung passage. If it weren't I who opened his many pressure points along the lung passage, you'd think he'd still be alive today? Trunk Fairy immediately rebuffed. Wasting no time, Branch Fairy, Leaf Fairy, and Flower Fairy all jumped into the big debate, each claiming himself the only one that gave the right and critical treatment, and the one who should get all the credit. Ping One Finger suddenly gave a loud shout. What crap! Hey, are you talking crap, or are we, the 5 brothers, talking crap? Root Fairy mocked angrily. Of course you are, Ping One Finger answered. Inside Brother Ling Hu's body, there are 2 streams of stronger energy flow, which seem to have come from Monk No Commandment. There are also 6 streams of weaker energy flow, which probably came from you guys, you 6 fools. Yue Buchun and Madame Yue shot a glance at each other, both thinking, this Ping One Finger is indeed incredible. It's not hard to detect the 8 streams of energy flow inside Chong from his pulse, but it is completely amazing that he is able to identify the origin of the different energy streams, and knew 2 of them came from Monk No Commandment. Why are you saying that our 6 energy streams are weaker, and the goddamn No Commandments' energy streams are stronger? There's no doubt that ours are stronger and his are weaker. Trunk Fairy snubbed furiously. What a nerve! Ping One Finger sneered. He was only one, yet his 2 energy streams overwhelmed all the energy streams of the 6 of you combined. How the hell could yours be stronger, huh? Monk No Commandment was the old... Monk No Commandment, the old scumbag. He has outstanding kung fu skills, yet no brain. God damn it, what an idiot. Flower Fairy stuck his finger out and pretended to also check Ling Hu Chong's pulse. Well, he said, it seems that the energy streams of the Peach Valley's 6 fairies are actually in total control and have completely overwhelmed Monk No Commandments'. Suddenly he cried out in pain and pulled his finger back quickly, as if somebody had bitten it. Ouch! God damn it! He shouted. Looking very pleased, Ping One Finger burst into loud laughter. Everybody could tell that he must have passed his advanced inner energy through Ling Hu Chong's body and gave Flower Fairy a painful shock. After some more laughing, Ping One Finger put the solemn face back on. Listen up, all of you. Go wait in the boat's hold, and be quiet. I don't want to hear a word out of you. Wait a minute, what makes you think we do exactly what you tell us to do? Leaf Fairy protested. Didn't you swear an oath that you would kill a person for me? Ping One Finger asked. That's right, but we only agreed to kill a person for you. We never agreed to follow your orders, Branch Fairy answered. It's totally up to you whether you want to follow my orders or not. But what if I ask you to kill the Fruit Fairy of the Peach Valley's 6 fairies? What do you think? Ping One Finger sneered. The 5 fairies all shouted in protest. That's outrageous. You have just cured him. Why are you asking us to kill him? Well, what kind of oath did you 5 swear to me? Ping One Finger asked. We agreed that if you can cure our brother Fruit Fairy, then when you order us to kill a person, regardless of who that person is, we must do it. No excuses whatsoever, Fruit Fairy replied. That's correct, Ping One Finger nodded. Now, did I cure your brother? Yes, you did, Flower Fairy concurred. Is Fruit Fairy a person? Ping One Finger pressed on. Of course he is a person. He is no ghost, Leaf Fairy answered. Fine, I want you to kill a person for me. And this person is Fruit Fairy, Ping One Finger concluded. The 5 fairies looked at each other in blank dismay. All felt that this order was unspeakably queer, yet neither of them could think of any argument. If you are not willing to kill Fruit Fairy, I am sure we can work something out. Now, will you follow my orders? I am telling you to go sit in the boat's hold and behave yourselves. I don't want any movement or any word out of you, Ping One Finger commanded. The 5 fairies hurriedly acknowledged the order, and within seconds all 5 of them sat down in the hold, their hands on their knees and their backs straight up, making sure that no one could have behaved any better than them. Master Ping, I heard that you have this rule that when you treat your patients after you've cured the patient, he will have to kill someone for you. Is that true? Ling Hucheng asked. That's correct. I do have this rule, Ping One Finger admitted. But I don't want to kill anyone for you. So please, save your trouble and don't treat me, Ling Hucheng exclaimed. Oh. Ping One Finger uttered a cry of surprise. He looked Ling Hucheng up and down as if he had seen something totally eccentric and abnormal. After a long pause, he spoke again. Firstly, your case is too severe, and I can't cure you. Secondly, even if I could cure you, someone else has already agreed to kill for me. You don't have to worry about it at all. Ever since Yue Lingshan had shifted her love interest to someone else, Ling Hucheng had lost the joy of life. But when he heard from this famous doctor, who had such a great reputation with his capability of bringing the dying back to life, that even he couldn't cure the wounds, Ling Hucheng still found himself swept by utter desolation. He is amazing if he got the Peach Valley freaks to be quiet. Yep. The Yue couple gave each other a stare, both thinking, who has gotten such great due respect that could have made Killer Doctor to make house calls? What kind of relationship does he have with Chong? Brother Ling Hu, Ping One Finger spoke again. There are 8 streams of foreign energy forces inside your body that could not be discharged, nor dissolved, nor tamed, nor overpowered, which have caused all the injuries and suffering. I was entrusted the task to cure your wounds. It's not that I am holding any effort back from you, because your injuries are related to inner energy. That's why medicine and medical treatments won't do you any good. Ever since I became a doctor, I've never seen any injuries like this. Alas, there's really nothing I can do. I am so ashamed. He took a china bottle out from his chest pocket and then poured 10 vermilion pills onto his palm. These are 10 heart-soothing pills. They contain many kinds of precious medicinal materials and took me a long time to make. Take 1 pill every 10 days and you will be able to live for another 100 days. Many thanks. Ling Hucheng took the pills respectfully. Ping One Finger turned around and headed toward the bank. But suddenly he turned back again. There are 2 more pills in the bottle. I might as well give all of them to you. He took out the china bottle and handed it out. But Ling Huchong didn't take it. I can tell that Senior Master really treasures these pills very much. They must contain great healing power. It's probably better to keep them with you, to save someone else in the future. Even if I could live 10 days or 20 days longer, it's not going to do anybody, even myself, any good. Ping One Finger threw a sideways glance at Ling Huchong for a moment, and then murmured, Having no regards of one's own life, you do show the qualities of a true man. No wonder, no wonder. Alas, what a pity. I'm sorry. He shook his head, he shook his giant head, turned around, leapt off the boat, and then walked off in big strides. He came and went so abruptly and completely ignored Yue Buchun, the headmaster of the Huashan Sword School. Yue Buchun was greatly annoyed, but there were still 5 menaces sitting in the boat's hold. Getting rid of them was not going to be an easy task. The 5 fairies all sat absolutely still, their eyes looking down, their hands on their knees, as if they were monks meditating in trance. If Yue Buchun ordered the boat to start sail, then the 5 menaces would have for sure been brought along. But if he didn't order the boat to start sail, then nobody knew how long they were going to just sit there, or if they were going to jump up and suddenly to attack in retaliation for the stab Madame Yue gave Fruit Fairy. Lao Denois, Yue Lingshan, and some more apprentices had seen with their own eyes the horrible scene, how the fairies had ripped Chang Buyo into pieces. Even now, each of them could still feel the chills on their back from the fear. They simply gazed at each other in dismay, and neither was even brave enough to cast a glance at those 5. Hey, what are you doing here? Ling Huchong came back into the hold. We are just sitting here and behaving ourselves. We are not doing anything, Fruit Fairy answered. We are about to start sail. You can go back ashore now, Ling Huchong urged. Ping One Finger told us to sit in the hold and behave ourselves. No talks and no movements. Otherwise, he is going to ask us to kill our brother. That's why we are sitting here behaving ourselves and dare not talk or move, Branch Fairy replied. So cute. Ling Huchong couldn't help but grin at these words. Dr. Ping has gone ashore already. You can start talking and moving now. No way, no way. What if he sees us talking and moving about? That's not going to be good. Flower Fairy shook his head frantically. Suddenly, a croaky voice floated from ashore. Hey, you 5 ugly goblins. Where are you? I think he's calling us. Fruit Fairy suggested. Why do you think he's calling us? Are we ugly goblins? Branch Fairy argued. The voice shouted again. I have 1 more ugly goblin here. Dr. Ping has just cured him. Do you want him or not? If you don't want him, I'm gonna drop him in the river to feed the fish. Hearing those, the 5 fairies instantly leapt out from the hold side by side and landed ashore. The middle-aged woman who had helped Ping One Finger with the operation stood by the river straight as a ramrod. With her left arm extended to the side, she lifted a stretcher in her left hand, and Fruit Fairy lay on the stretcher. The woman looked ill from her face, yet had great strength. To lift the over 100 pounds Fruit Fairy plus the wooden stretcher, using only 1 arm, seemed so easy for her. Of course we want him. Why would we not want him? Fruit Fairy said hurriedly. Why are you calling us ugly goblins? Branch Fairy asked. Look at yourself. You look more like an ugly goblin yourself, Fruit Fairy said while lying on the stretcher. It turned out that after Ping One Finger had sewed Fruit Fairy's wound back together, fed him some miraculous medicine, and then smacked his head to inject advanced inner energy, he immediately stood up and walked out. But due to the loss of a great amount of blood, he fainted again after only a short distance, and was brought back into the room by the middle-aged woman. Even though he was still far from recovering, his wounds didn't keep him from yielding to anyone orally, and he simply couldn't help but contradict the woman. Do you know what Dr. Ping fears the most in his life? The woman asked coldly. We don't know. What does he fear the most? The 6 fairies replied in unison. He fears his wife, the woman answered. Oh, we're done, guys. That was quick. Wasn't it? That was fast, right? Yeah, it's 6:50. That was a short chapter. Okay. Hey, once in a while, we'll have a short chapter. Hey, let's eat something. I have another snack. Blah, 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 blah. So this is supposed to be, this is from Baksu. The free box that they gave me for advertising. This is yuzu pepper crackers, I guess. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh. All right. So it's supposed to be yuzu and pepper. Let's see what this tastes like. Oh shit, this is really good. It's like a little spicy, but it's very savory. And it tastes, yeah, it does taste like it has a like a citric taste. But yeah, I do taste the pepper too. Hmm. There's 2 crackers in a package. Ooh. Hmm. Good stuff. Should I eat some more of the fruit stuff? Alright. Alright, noodle candy. What else did I not eat? What is this green stuff? Tell me what this is. What is that? I think it's a green pepper. Fuck. I think it's the green pepper. Yeah. I'm gonna guess that this tastes like lime. Totally lime. Like onions? No. Those crackers? No. It tastes really good, actually. It's yuzu and pepper. Hmm. This is too sad to watch because you're not having any. Sorry. Wow. Okay, it says this has 23 different candies in it. In this little package. Alright. I'm gonna need to get my drink. So we'll drink it and end the stream, okay? Be right back. Can I pass it through the computer screen? I wish we had that technology. Unfortunately, we don't. No, it is 7 o'clock here, 7 p.m. All right, guys. Almost finished. Okay, cheers. We're doing food review, food reviews, food reviews. Yeah, we are. We do that every stream, right? So these are good so far. These are excellent. Okay, these yuzu pepper things. Oh my god, it's like it has a kick to it. It has like a citric peppery kick that I really like. All right, you guys. Okay, well, how did you like this chapter? It was short, I know, but we got to meet this Dr. Ping One Finger. I have a feeling that we will get to meet him again. He's a very, very interesting dude, right? So he can cure people, but he has to kill a person to balance it out. And if he kills a person, he has to cure another one to balance that out. He's a great doctor. And they say he can cure anyone, but looks like he ran into a situation where he cannot cure, right? He's just totally he totally gave up. But he did give Ling Hu Chong some pills. So 10 pills that will extend his life 10 days per pill. So Ling Hu Chong has about 100 days left in his life. Okay. Remember, it doesn't like you may have forgotten, but Ling Hu Chong is dying, right? He's about to die. Those 8 energy streams inside of him are just killing him. Okay, he's about to die. So, but now he has his life extended for at least another 100 days. Okay. Dun dun. Good to meet Ping One Finger. He might be a faceless man. What's this thing with the faceless men? Why would he be a faceless man? I love them, by the way. If you've watched Game of Thrones, the faceless men were my favorite, but they kind of did them wrong in the TV show. Like they made the faceless men in the TV show seem not that good. Like how is Arya able to escape this secret super powerful group of assassins, right? How was she able to escape this organization? She shouldn't have been able to, but but she just escapes from them so easily. I don't know. I didn't like that. In the book, the faceless men were really powerful. What else happened in this chapter? Oh yeah, we found out that the one of the fruit fairy, one of the fairies in the Peach Valley 6 fairies, did not die, and thank God, because they would have wanted to take revenge on Madame Yue. So he was cured by Ping One Finger, and he seems like totally fine now. He's like totally normal. So the 6 fairies are back together again. That's basically it. Yeah, they should really have fleshed out the faceless men on the show. It seems like they were just a it seems like they were just a mechanism to make Arya out to be like a super assassin, and that was their purpose. And one, and that was it, right? That was her arc. Yeah, I didn't really like that. All right. Anyways, I think we're done. And I will see you next week. All right. I love you.